Absorb some local color through the magic of AM radio.
Harkens me back to my youthful, careful days on the playgrounds of Forest Park School and my gifted days.
And
You're gifted, all right.
what were you gifted at?
Well, I guess I had some issues.
Detention?
There. Yeah. When my dad told me I wouldn't plan on going to Harvard anytime real soon.
You're going to have to get in touch with me. We're gonna link all the volunteers via satellite cell phone so that we can put out the message immediately, because you remember the problem we had in January. We had to have Governor Walker come in with the National Guard. It was horrible.
Steve, listen to me. Bring your own microphone because you lost this one.
Okay, Captain Ron, you've been doing this so well for the last few weeks. So go ahead and make my day.
Oh, great one with the magic pen.
Oh, boy, he wants that microphone forever, doesn't he? Now, you got to visualize this. We put a statue of Pete on this. Put him in with wearing like a hard hat and flannel shirt, tool belt, snow shovel.
You mean like from the Village People?
Yeah, yeah, a couple.
Now, wait a minute here.
Good morning, Kenosha. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the all-new Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live from Studio A here at WIP AM 1050 on your radio dial. Streaming live across the cornfields of the Midwest on this fantastic Mother's Day weekend, reaching out to over 50,000 homes here in the Tri-County area. Being brought to you this morning by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, Casey Family Options, and a host of other very fine local businesses. Joining us this morning are, after a very embarrassing finish in last week's Kentucky Derby, our Kenosha Today #1 draft pick. You cannot stop him. You can only hope to try to contain him. The big dog, little Stevie Casey, is here in our Kenosha Today. Charlie Barton this morning.
Good morning, Mr. Barter. Good morning, Kenosha.
Good morning.
Happy to be here. I wish I didn't have so much to say today.
You know, it was kind of a tough weekend for you. You came in last in the Kentucky Derby. You never did get out of the blocks, or say the Chase lawn chair for the Wisconsin Marathon. And then apparently you spent the night looking up at the ceiling out in Las Vegas against Floyd Mayweather. So you're talking about the agony.
I had a tough weekend. I had all my money on the number 12 fourth. Blabbermouth.
Also joining us this morning, our video coordinator, Channel 14's Volunteer of the Year, Captain Ronnie Muttersbuck, joins us here at Camp Happy Face.
Good morning, Captain Ron.
Morning, everybody.
How the heck are you?
Yeah, and
good.
Engineering the Kenosha State train wreck this morning, 6-time WLIP Employee of the Month, and the #1 draft choice for the Urban Land Institute. Pistol Pete Surgeon is here and in full control.
Good morning.
Good morning, Pistol Pete.
I understand I'm a finalist for that highly sought-after position of coordinator of the Chrysler site.
Oh,
so.
yeah. You know, those
5 years down the line, so we're talking about it already.
those great guys that have the wonderful program before us, they brought our trophy in and said hi and goodbye and took the trophy with them. I thought we won something.
Oh,
here.
we won something, all right. We're #1, believe me. There's a lot of guys who like to show me that I'm #1 all the time.
I think they're telling us we're #2.
Exactly.
For those who haven't heard, we are now here each and every Saturday morning from 10 to noon, bringing you 2 hours of rock'em sock'em stuff. Did you bring a promo this morning? Because I have a serious one, really. They have the letter carriers fill the bag,
Yep.
and it's going on this morning.
Did that.
I just got this week, delivering hope.
Oh, is that the
Stamp out hunger? Yeah.
non-perishable food items?
Put them in
sure.
put 'em in a bag and hook them onto your
Today they're picking it up.
what you call it, your mailbox, and they'll pick them up, and they usually get about a number.
Well, that's a great
grand.
cause as well. Also heard this week that the Dream Playground has now approached $600,000 in donations towards that playground. That's just a wonderful project. That's a great thing for the city.
Kicking off, putting us all a week after Labor Day is when I think it starts. They're getting all the volunteers together to.
Yeah, maybe we'll
put the
have
thing-
Alderman Gordon. He's been very instrumental in that project. Maybe he'll call in today and give us some details.
And coming up after the 11 o'clock break, of course, the Kenosha Today Top 10 list. We're going to talk about anything you want. We have a couple topics we want to get to. 262-694-1050. Are you got the
I was
vein-
wondering who was going to break first on that. Yeah.
You got the vein popping out already.
No, I'm geared up for a nice Mother's Day tomorrow. Happy Mother's Day to you, Mother.
You know, I didn't know if I was going to be here. You know, the Brewers were looking for a new manager, so I thought, well, you know, I could be in the running for that.
You know what? Did they really hire a paper boy? The kid looks like he's about 12 years old. Greg Counsell.
And then the other news was, you know, Tiger Woods and Lindsey Vonn broke up. So I'm thinking, you know, I play golf, and maybe she's got an interest in me there.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
So I'm here now with you boys.
That's her dialing in right now.
So I thought, man, if Lindsay wants to, be my woman, I'm moving uptown. But here I am with all my homeboys, all my children. All right, let's take this call. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Good morning.
Well, good morning, Shirley.
Happy Mother's Day to all your wives and mothers and everybody.
Well, happy Mother's Day to you, Shirley.
Thank you.
I've got a very serious question I need to ask you. Because I've had this discussion this week with my daughter and my wife. What kind of peanut butter do you buy?
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
this is a serious question.
The creamy
Well, what kind?
Skippy usually.
Skippy, okay. Well, my wife brought home this week Jif dark chocolate peanut butter.
Wow.
That's just not right, Shirley.
No.
Peanut butter's got to be peanut butter, not dark. I went to make a muffin this morning, reached in the cupboard for my peanut butter because I like the Jif. Choosy mothers choose Jif.
I buy both.
And I reached in the cabinet, and there was no Jif creamy peanut butter.
Serious journalism.
Dark chocolate. There's a thing called dark
Serious.
chocolate peanut butter. I can't believe it.
I don't think I'd care for that.
I don't think I would either. Would you talk to my wife if you see her at the Piggly Wiggly?
Shirley, this is a segue into our new sponsor,
I
Overeaters
will.
Anonymous. I put my hand in yours. This is a new CD. Overeaters Anonymous, I put my hand in yours, and together we can do what we can never do alone. Stevie,
Sounds like
from me to you.
that sounds like a porn site.
Right.
Well,
Once again, you're giving equal time to the other side.
Yeah.
Kenosha Today.
Well, Shirley, happy Mother's Day.
All right,
Thank
Shirley.
you.
Now, we got our little quiz for you today. This was a clip. We're going to play this clip for you of something that occurred on WIP this week, and see if you can name who these people are. Go ahead, Pete.
Okay, here it is.
Shut up. Shut up? Why, cite me. You don't think I'm the kind that would keep blabbing. Some people never know when to stop. When I'm told to shut up, I shut up. Shut up, shutting up.
Okay, Shirley, who is this?
Letty Palmer.
and Bill Lawrence.
Bill Lawrence, yeah.
That's it.
Wow.
You win.
Oh,
God, Shirley.
geez, Lenny.
She got something right.
Good. I did last week, too.
Oh, well, you're on a roll.
Well, we don't
baby.
remember
I'm on
that.
a roll,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll have to come up with a little tougher question.
Well, is
that
your-
was too easy.
There you go.
No.
I would have also accepted Lip Off with Dan and Pete.
Yeah.
Hey, sure.
Such a wonderful show.
Shirley, is your family taking you out for dinner tomorrow, or what's going on?
No. No. They're going to, I don't know what we're going to do yet.
Well, I hope you're not going to have to cook.
No, I'm not cooking. I told them.
Huh? Good,
Yep.
good for you.
Today I'm making a big pot of bean soup.
Oh my gosh.
I had a big ham bone in the freezer with a lot of ham and beans
You're
and
killing me,
carrots and
Shirley. You're
celery and-
killing me at 10 o'clock on a Saturday
I
morning.
can't make it because beans give me gas.
Oh, well.
I won't be able to make that one. So.
No, I put baking soda. You soak them in baking soda and cook it off, and then they're not that rich. It's a good. That's a good.
You know what?
secret.
You know what you do, and then you get some saltine crackers,
Right.
okay, and you put some Jif peanut butter on them, and you dip them into the soup. But you do not put dark chocolate peanut butter.
Well, you
on
look
the
at the
saltine.
time, Shirley. We're almost out of time.
They got to be saltine crackers with peanut butter, the real peanut butter.
All right,
Yep,
you
yep,
have.
I wouldn't buy that other kind.
I
It doesn't
wouldn't either.
sound
Well,
good
next
at
time you
all.
see my wife in the Piggly Wiggly, tell her not to bring home the dark
Yeah.
chocolate
I
peanut
certainly
butter.
will when I
Okay.
see her. Yeah.
Okay.
Have a great
You
week.
too.
Hey, happy Mother's Day, Shirley.
Thank you. And I got flowers. I got
Oh,
how
good.
nice.
There we go.
a
All
green
right.
basket. I got real
Okay.
pretty.
All right.
Okay.
Bye, dear.
Bye. Thank-
Well, what kind of peanut butter do you buy?
Chunky.
Chunky, Skippy, or Jif?
Well, since neither one of them are sponsors here, I'm not going to say either one. I get the generic
Well,
brand.
we only talk about sponsors here.
Absolutely. What do I want to give Jiffy or what's the other one?
Skippy?
Yeah,
I
Skippy.
really enjoy the kind where it separates the longer it sits on the shelf and you have to
actually-
stir it up.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
good
that,
stuff there.
That's that natural.
When you put that
oh,
green
yeah.
fuzz on that.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't worry about the
You don't have to worry
expiration
about
date.
jelly or anything.
And
at
then
that
you
point.
mix that baby with a little ball bearings. Oh,
No,
man,
give me
nothing gets better.
give me a tall, cold glass of milk, a tube of saltine crackers, a knife, and a jar of Jif chunky peanut butter, and just leave me alone for about a half
In
an hour.
Overeaters Anonymous, you just won the grand prize.
I'm still
Oh, yeah.
keeping the weight off.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I gained about 10 pounds back, but I'm still down almost 25, so that's good.
All those that believe that, raise your
What, do
hand.
you think I've gained the weight back?
I don't check you out. Don't look at you that close.
That's fair. That's fair.
And hey, there's more good news, boys and girls. Tomorrow at noon, each and every Sunday, you can tune in here, WIP AM 1050, and listen to the replay of the show. And then, that's for we got to remember that lady in Bristol. That tunes in especially for that. Yeah. You can watch the replay of this finely tuned, professionally produced Excuse for Radio show on Time Warner Cable's Channel 14.
The media's making a monster out of you because they don't care about the truth. All they care about is entertainment. Well, you need a form where they don't even know the meaning of the word entertainment. Public access television.
Sundays at 6. That's very good. Wow.
Hey, did I tell you? You see that Donut Dave came through?
Yeah.
Donut Dave brought 2 bags of mini frosted donuts, and he brought a bag of mini powdered donuts, Little Debbie.
And little Ronnie came through for old Petey over here. Look at this. 2 fabulous. They were out of sprinkles. That's all right. Fine donut confection.
Well, I'm not going to tell you this, but he also brought in a box of, I think it's cheese delight cupcakes.
Let me guess. Those don't exist anymore. They're gone.
Those did make it out of the planning center.
Those are some of the 10 pounds that came back, right?
Yeah.
But he made a special delivery this morning. And conceded, by the way, that he owes me dinner because his boat's not in the water.
Well, no, you got him on a technicality here. See, he doesn't technically have a boat because he's getting a new one.
Well, but he still has the old boat. That's not in the water, and the new boat's not in the water either.
Why in the world would you put your old boat in the water if you need that space for the new boat?
Hey, whatever floats your boat.
I don't have a boat. That's why I don't have a boat. A couple of the topics we're talking about is the city council, our good friend out in the 17th. Alderman Dave Begdala apparently
He's my favorite.
Turned in one of his constituents complaining that the guy didn't shovel his snow. Guy's name is Russell Zeman.
Can I set this up for you?
Well, go ahead.
Okay, this is what I know about what happened.
Well, it's in the paper, so
it's in the paper.
Record.
Yeah, it's a matter of public record. So you got a snowfall takes place last winter. Okay?
Yeah.
And of course, there's a guy in the Whitecaps neighborhood who I believe has never been turned in before for lack of snow removal.
Right.
Okay. Apparently, he lives on a corner lot, and there was a snowfall where he didn't, in a timely manner, get to shoveling his snow. Well, now apparently he's got a disabled wife. He was out of town on business, from what I understand, and the neighborhood kids didn't get to it either. So the city, assesses him a special fee based on a complaint, which
$245.
was $245. Yeah. And Alderman Begdala comes before the Finance Committee this last week, wanting them to waive the fee. Now, what he doesn't tell people on the front end is that he's the guy that turned him in.
Yeah, here in the paper it says Begdala actually filed the complaint on behalf of others complaining in the neighborhood. Now, there he goes. We're only responsible for shoveling out apparently the streets in the 17th district. We never thought to extend our
I
services.
take a personal responsibility,
yes.
And I'm going to take to task Dale and Paul when he calls in.
Yeah.
These are volunteers that are designed to help the good people of the 17th
drop
district.
The ball. Just drop
They
the
dropped the ball, cost this guy $245. Begdala turns him in, and then Begdala shows up at the Finance Committee, wants him to waive the penalty.
Well, they took it down to $122.75. Now, it is a city ordinance that you have to, anytime there's a 2-inch snowfall, you have 24 hours. Now, that's an ordinance. Now, we also have, let me pick up this other random ordinance, that mandatory attendance for aldermen at committee and council meetings. That's an ordinance also.
That's correct.
So we're just picking and choosing here. Is that
we're picking and choosing, yeah. Okay. Well, this is the bottom line. I mean, and all joking aside, if you got someone who lives in your neighborhood who shovel their walk every single time it snows, and then in one particular snowfall doesn't shovel his walk, you'd think to yourself, well, maybe he's sick, maybe the guy's out of town, maybe they're on vacation, whatever the case is. You don't automatically turn him into the city. You go and pound on the door and say, hello, Mr. Smith. Hi, I'm Steve Casey, the alderman of the area. Just want to know, do you have trouble shoveling your walk this time? I noticed you've shoveled quite a few times in the past, but this time you didn't. The wife probably would have said, well, I'm sorry, I'm disabled. My husband is out of town. I don't have anybody. But you don't automatically as an overzealot alderman, call the city and turn in this poor guy. The city comes out, shovels, charges him $244. Really? That's all that necessary?
It always been my understanding that, were you ever an alderman?
I was an alderman for, I think, about 18 months.
Yeah. I'm not talking about how many times you were actually in a meeting.
No, for the first 18 months, I attended every single meeting. But then I realized what was going on, and I stopped attending.
But aldermen are supposed to be legislative, not administrative. And beside that, we took our Kenosha Today team coverage and went out there door to door in this thing because he said the neighbors were complaining. We can't find one neighbor to complain.
Well, we are going to, as a result of this complaint and this situation, I'm going to completely remake the volunteer structure.
Yeah, okay. Maybe we have a caller here. Good morning, you're on Kenosha Today.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Steve. Scott Gordon here. How are you?
Okay.
Hey, Scott, how are you?
I'm good. Somebody had just called my phone. I was in office bags. They said, you listening to Barter? He said, maybe you should call in. So I'm calling in. But just want to touch base on one thing on Monday night's council meeting before I can, Scott, give you the exact dates of the Dream Playground build, so you may have been off a week or so. Last Monday night, Alderman Wilson brought through a resolution on prevailing wages. And there was a little bit of comment on it, but if people play the tape, the thing that they will see when all 17 of us were present is that two of my fellow council members walked out of the room before the vote, and then came back in after the vote.
I thought you couldn't do that.
Which two were those?
Just play the tape.
Okay. But I thought you couldn't do that. If you're there, you got to vote.
Well, they walked out for whatever reason. Maybe they had to go to the bathroom. I don't know. But so the vote passed 14-1. I mean, my fellow councilman Steve Bostrom, Steve voted against it. Great. At least he voted.
Yeah.
A couple walked out, so that was a little disheartening that, if you don't want to get on record.
Well, keep in mind, Alderman Gordon, that those guys always have an agenda. So there was a specific reason why they didn't want to vote on that.
Yeah, anyway.
Whatever.
We got all rid of the snow in your district, didn't we? In the 10th district.
What's that?
We got rid of all the snow in your district.
Well, I'm in the 11th district.
Oh, well, okay, that one too.
Snow was fine in my district. You know what's amazing? I'm trying to think back, didn't get maybe one complaint this year from anybody saying they haven't plowed my street. I think maybe one.
Well, in this particular case, Alderman Gordon, we're talking about Alderman Bagdala having turned in a resident for snow removal and then subsequently went before the Finance Committee asking the Finance Committee to waive the fee. Now, if you've got someone in your neighborhood who doesn't shovel your walk, what is your approach? My approach used to be, a knock on the door, call the individual, and let them know, that you've got to shovel your walk. Especially if if there's a pattern of them not shoveling your walk, that's one thing. But how do you approach it when you got someone who doesn't shovel their walk?
Well, Steve, to be very honest, if I get a call like that and I'm in town, I'll take a drive by first to verify it. If it's a vacant house type situation where that the house is empty, then I will immediately call it in. If I'm out of town, like I was out of town last week, if somebody called me, I really would have no option, and I'm not defending anybody here, but to call down and have them move forward with it, or at least go out and check it out. Now, this case on Monday night, and again, Dave and I, we don't vote on the things on a regular basis in unison, but the person we were told was a disabled person that was there. The one half of the sidewalk was done, the other half wasn't.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, there were some pictures there. There could have been some. I had no problem, rescinding it down. And realistically, if a motion was made on this one to just kind of, forgive it and go to zero, I probably would have voted in the affirmative of that. I mean, there was some mitigating circumstances. Now, if it's other cases and you get 10 calls and you just call down and go, okay, this address, that's a different story. Yeah. But, if I'm in town or I'm around the neighborhood, I will always go out and check. Just like the same thing with lawn, grass, and weeds.
Well, Scott,
coming into that season.
In my opinion, his approach to turning this individual in was overzealous. and I think he realized that by then coming before the Finance Committee asking him to waive the fee. He's got to improve his approach. He's got to improve how he handles his constituencies. A little face-to-face contact. Why aren't you shoveling your walk? Can I find you someone to do that? That should be the approach. It's an overzealous approach. You turn somebody in without asking questions. I disagree with that.
Okay. To another topic, get back to us when I thought the Dream Playground was scheduled the week after Labor Day to be put together. No, it's not?
No, it's not.
Okay.
The date, and we just tweaked this by one day. The Dream Playground build will begin on Labor Day.
Oh, okay, on Labor Day.
On Labor Day. That's the first day of the build, the Monday, and it will conclude on Saturday, the 12th.
Okay.
At about 4:30, and then there'll be a celebration afterwards for that. Originally, it was Tuesday to Sunday. Logistically and with some other unforeseen circumstances, opening week Bear Packers noon game on Sunday, we decided, to make the best impact of the city and the best opportunity to get as many citizens out there that want to build in this. We started on Labor Day. I mean, it's Labor Day, everybody's off, and school's off, and Unified, Tammy's played such a big role with Unified involved in this. We want those people there, too.
Okay, well, I got to let you go. Keep in touch as we get through the spring and the summer as we get closer.
Yeah, we want to have weekly updates in your last 20 minutes. We got to talk about this. Have a great weekend.
Okay, thanks. All right. Got another call here. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. Jeff from Kenosha. How are you?
Good, Jeff. Go ahead.
Well, obviously, you guys are talking about snow problems because today's the latest day of recorded new snow in Kenosha.
Well, thank you for. So we're still in business, right? We still have a purpose in life, then, right?
Well, you still got a few hours left of May 9th. But,
well, I got to tell you, Jeff, I'm very disappointed in the volunteers.
Yeah.
We volunteer to clear the streets in the 17th district. We weren't paying attention to the sidewalk. You'd have thought one of the volunteers would have helped this this resident out there.
We take full responsibility for this.
Well, I've got an assignment for you guys.
Okay.
For next week. The ordinance that refers to moving snow from your driveway back into a plowed street.
Yes.
As I recall, that can only be enforced if somebody's doing it and an officer happens to go by.
Well, that's true.
Okay.
The problem with that, get rid of my echo. The problem with that is that snow can only go on the street if the homeowner does it or one of his hired minions do it. So what's the difference if somebody sees it actually happening done? It's the responsibility of the homeowner.
Well, I think the fact is they have to catch it in the act. And
I don't believe that.
Well, I don't. I'm not familiar with that ordinance that you're talking about because
that's why I'm making an assignment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because I've been throwing sidewalk in the middle of 22nd Avenue for 30 years.
See, we have
you got to do what you got to do over there.
You got to do what you got. Hey, there's a lot of snow sometimes.
30 years ago they took away a lot of your land to make that street wider.
Yes, you're right. They did. We lost a big chunk of our parkway, so I've got nowhere to put the snow, so I have to blow it into 22nd Avenue.
But you're in violation.
I'm in violation of the law.
You're gonna get
Oh, boy.
Jesus.
Oh, boy.
Sorry about that. See what you started?
Once again, those whiskey-drinking Irish people are messing things up.
Listen, we are public enemy number one. Listen, between the house numbers...
But honestly, I think that needs to be looked at and tweaked.
All right, we'll take...
If the snow is in the street from on a freshly plowed street and it's coming out of a driveway, who did it? It's the homeowner's responsibility for letting it happen.
I'm gonna bring that up to Mayor Bosman. He's at home right now helping my wife with the laundry.
Sure.
All right,
have a good day, guys.
This was.
If you're listening, Keith Bosman, fix that damn ordinance.
And not so much starch in your shorts.
Yeah, but continue to fluff and fold.
Yeah, right.
Because everybody
Tighten
knows
the
that,
toilet seats. Yep.
Wasn't one of the aldermen accused of Casey calls the shots at City Hall. He tells the mayor what to do. Yeah.
This was an article on Monday's May 4th edition about American Association of State Highway Transportation officials estimated that $1 billion was spent on winter maintenance. Well, you could have take that $1 billion and up it by $122.75. No, because this guy got clipped here in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's just the approach. I mean, in the I don't have a Facebook page. Never did. You know what?
You don't have
I
a
don't
face
think.
for it.
Email with aldermen got real big about 5 years ago. I don't think I ever emailed a constituent even one time. It was face-to-face contact. If you got a problem with somebody, tell them. Now, there was a house on 22nd Avenue where I used to have to turn in every snowfall because he never snowplowed. But if you got a guy, knock on the door and ask him what the problem is. What the hell's wrong with that?
Yeah. Boy, the vein is just popping out.
Well, it's a ridiculous thing.
Well, all right.
Yeah, you got an alderman in the 17th district who's a snow Nazi. He's a snow Nazi.
Well, let's not go. We have to start playing that disclaimer about every half hour now. Got a big thank you to the
official anytime you want.
Isn't there
Due
anybody?
to the graphic nature of this program, viewer discretion is advised.
Isn't everybody else? We can move on. No?
I believe that there are good aldermen, and I believe there are bad.
You're not going to give this up. Also, this week, this Orson Welles. I can't understand what this fixation is. Orson Welles.
I don't understand it either.
He was born in 1950,
but he never admitted he was from Kenosha.
He left town at the age of 5, came back a couple times when he was 9 or 12 for a couple funerals.
Well, then
been back since.
He hasn't been back since, and he's never even admitted that he's from Kenosha. Never once ever admitted he said he was born in Chicago.
Yeah.
That's what he said. What's the big deal with Orson Welles? Who cares?
Having a pub crawl or Orson Welles crawl?
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
I was born in Green Bay, and I'm sure they're very proud of me, but
actually, you got barred from the city.
That's
why you came here.
Population -1.
He said barred.
Let's take 1 minute. We'll be right back. If you just tuned in, this is Uncle Scotty Barter. Go ahead, Pete. You want to read this real quick?
No.
Steve, you want to read this?
No.
Minute goes by.
60 seconds goes by fast.
Coming to you live from Studio A here at WIP AM 1050 on your dial, brought to you by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, Casey Family Options, and a host of many other very fine local businesses. If you just tuned in, rejoining us this morning after being away on assignment, learning the intricacies of proper placement and pounding his donut down here. Little Stevie Casey, the big dog.
Now, Donut Dave brought into the planning center today 2 bags of donuts, and he specifically told me to say that the mini frosted donuts were for me, and mini powdered donuts were for you. And I'm looking on the back of the mini powdered donuts, and it said sell by May 28th, 2011.
So that's within the window.
This must be for yours.
Give or take 4 or 5 years.
And so he brought you expired donuts, and mine is sell by May 29th, 2016. So I've got fresh donuts, and he brought 3-year-old donuts for you.
It's too bad they won't last past 10:45 on 5/9 or whatever it is.
We're talking about a number of topics. If you have an opinion on the Orson Welles
week,
I'm a little
I don't understand it. All week long, Orson Welles this, Orson Welles this. Here you got a guy who clearly was a talented actor and a director and everything positive, but he never even admitted he was from Kenosha. So why should we give him any due? I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Well, I mean, we had a guy like Dan Trevani, won 7 Emmy Awards, lived in Lake Forest. He's been back numerous times.
Well, how about Al Molinaro?
Yeah.
Al Molinaro from Happy
Sure.
Days. He's still got family in Kenosha here. He's been back a number of times.
So let's take a call here. Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Good morning, gentlemen. This is Rick from Kenosha.
Okay, Rick, what's on your mind?
Hey, well, there's a lot of stuff on my mind, but what I wanted to call and if I could give a plug for the letter carrier food drive today.
Absolutely.
I said it a little bit, but give us the details.
This is our 23rd annual. It's sponsored by the Letter Carrier Union. It's a once-a-year deal, and today is the day. We dropped out bags and cards to every address in Kenosha. And we're just asking to fill those bags up, leave them on your mailbox. If you're living like a curbside, you can hang them on there. Or if you have more than the bag, put it at the base of the mailbox.
Well, you're not going to be
in an apartment complex. You can leave them at the cluster box there.
Will anybody be cited for having unsightly bags on the curbs of the Whitecaps?
No.
Hey, where does all this end up going to the
Shalom Center?
Shalom Center. And how many semis did you have last year?
Well, we've got one parked at the Pleasant Prairie office, and then there's one parked at the downtown office.
Okay.
And I think we collected, it's always usually around 75 to 80,000 pounds every year.
Wow.
And there's been like a steady increase, so we'd really like to keep that increase going.
Okay. Well, I saw this card in the mail, so I announced this earlier, but I'm glad you called and kind of clarified that, and I wish you guys well. You do great work.
Thank you very much.
All
We
right.
really appreciate it.
All right.
And, on the one comment on your snow removal,
I guess. Go ahead.
that affects the carriers that walk. That affects greatly how they can either get their job done that day. That's a big deal. I mean, it's when there's like a 1 to 2 inch snowfall, it's slippery. You definitely have to be careful. But when you get into these 4, 5, 6, 8 inch snowfalls, and we understand people go to work and maybe it might snow during the day or something. So we understand that, but that's a huge deal for us.
There's no question about that. And if there's a pattern of not shoveling your walk, that's one issue. But if it was just if it was a random type of a snowfall where it was 1 in 100 times that he didn't shovel his walk, there's probably a good reason for him not doing that.
Rick, your point is very well taken.
We understand about the elderly because we deliver a lot of elderly and all different types, and we understand that, and they're limited to what they can do. But all we're saying is that's a huge deal for us. Even one shovel path, you don't have to get the whole thing, but one shovel path is a huge deal. That would make all the difference in the world.
I agree 100%, but I appreciate the call.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right,
Bye.
thanks, Rick. You had an email or a text correcting the 2 aldermen who left the meeting and didn't vote was...
I understand. Are you talking about the fair wage resolution that was brought forward by Kurt Wilson? I guess the 2 aldermen who left the room were Rhonda Jenkins and Dave Bagdala.
I don't understand it. You're there. Why wouldn't you vote? This is not...
I don't understand. Do I understand anything anymore at City Hall?
Did you ever?
I don't know.
Whoa, Pete from beyond there.
I have no room to speak. I didn't attend half the meetings anyway, so I think we got another call here, Scott.
Pete?
Yes, we do.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Yeah, this is just, my name's Donnie. I'm calling from Kenosha.
Okay.
I'm totally disabled now. I mean, and limited to no more than a gallon of milk, as much as I can lift. I'm trying to stay in my own home. This is just a legitimate question. I do hire a contractor to shovel my snow. Are you required to shovel? First question is, are you required to shovel it all the way up to your house, or just by city ordinance do you have to just do the causeway?
I think by city ordinance, it's just the causeway. I think it's a courtesy thing for the mailmen and that. And I can't sympathize with you enough. I mean, being disabled, it must be a point of anxiety to make sure that you get your sidewalk shoveled.
Thank you, Steve. It is my second question, and I've heard you would know if this is also on the city ordinance. I do have to start. Are you required after shoveling, say, if it gets glazed or frozen? I was told by a neighbor you're required to put down some type of salt or something on the walk so it's not icy and slippery.
No,
is that?
I don't
know.
Also
on the law?
I don't believe that's in the ordinance. I
Okay,
think what
good.
you have to do is you have to make an effort to clear the sidewalk. And if somebody
All right.
slips on the sidewalk in front of your
I'm
house,
responsible.
no,
Yeah.
you're probably not. If
No,
you
no.
made an effort to clear it.
From an insurance standpoint, yes, if there's ice and I slip, I could sue you, yes.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Well, Scott's right. That's the first thing that's going to happen. If someone slips on your sidewalk, regardless if you shovel or not, you're going to get sued.
Don, all I'm saying is that an alderman's approach ought to be look at. Don, you're in my district. You're in my district, and I know that you're disabled. I know that you have trouble getting your sidewalk shoveled, and I ought to take that into consideration before I make the call.
No, I appreciate that. I just wanted to clear to make sure to know which way I had to do, because I know things change all the time, and I'm trying to stay in my home like most people are that've been there upper 60s like me. But thank you for taking my call. I appreciate you have a great program.
Thank you. Good luck to you.
Saturday. Thank you so much.
For those who might have missed it, Kenosha Today's show has been extended 1 hour and is now airing from 10 a.m. till noon every Saturday morning. So now instead of only 1 hour of about nothing, you can get 2 hours of good nothing. And also, the show is being recorded for training purposes, or in the event you want to take it down to a Kenosha news reporter, right, Pete?
We haven't had a lot of newspaper attention in a while.
No. Well, since the last episode in November. But
you got to tune up your photogenic memory.
Yeah. Also, you can hear the replay of this radio broadcast tomorrow on Sundays at noon right here on WIP AM 1050. And you had to get that in there, right?
You're going to do the next one. I'll do the next one, too.
I can't really...
Just get them out of your system.
I can't really hardly believe that they replay us and then we're on the TV as well.
For those that haven't heard, is this a legitimate call, Pete?
Yeah, it is,
Okay.
actually.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Hey, gentlemen, what's up?
Okay, what's up, George?
Well, not much. Hey, I'm in the process of revoking NAN cards.
Revoking what?
NAN cards.
Man cards.
Man cards. Okay, what is a man card?
Don't have to worry about Scott's.
Go ahead. What is a man card?
Scott and Steve are safe right now.
Okay.
He's married. I'm not. How safe can I be? I don't want to be safe.
Two horses revoked. David Bogdala should be revoked, and so should Pete Sargent.
What did I do? You lumping me in with him now,
Yeah.
George?
You don't like meatloaf.
No, I don't like meatloaf. I'm not a fan. Steve can
you're
have
the big
my
time.
share. Yeah.
Can I ask a simple question? What the hell is going on? it's as if I just.
I'm gonna walk out of the meeting and not vote on this. Damn it!
The votes are in.
Now
Pete,
entering.
the votes are in. Right, George? All the voting is in, and Pete is now compared to Alderman Bigdala. Boy, life doesn't get much better than that. There you go.
Bye. Night.
Okay,
Hey,
George.
George, I appreciate the call.
Hey, take care.
Okay.
Hey, you know what? I got to tell you, Scott.
Take it through my heart.
Sometimes I get so damn confused. I don't know what the hell's going on here.
Have another donut.
Yeah, have
We're
another
good to go.
donut.
I think I got donut on the brain. I
As
just
long
leave
as-
the
as
room
long
for
as-
1 second. I come back in and we're way in left field.
There was some, speaking of Bigdala, there was, he had made an alderman's comments about taking on the Downtown Inc. and holding them a little more responsible. And so this was just in this morning. We got this off the wire service, new development concerning Downtown Inc. And after we threw in $100,000 for this study, here's the downtown's new plan for their, what do you call their development.
Paradise, put up a parking lot.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
The people loved it. Listen to the applause.
With a pink hotel, a boutique, and a swinging hot spot.
Money wisely spent.
In the boutique.
Don't it always seem to go? You don't know what you've got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot.
You know, I got to tell you, you want to talk seriously about the downtown?
No. We can talk about it, but I'm not going to talk serious. Go ahead. What do you want?
Well, I think there are two major issues facing the downtown. We talk about the downtown project and all the redevelopment, the trolley car, things like that. I'm telling you, until the city addresses the vacant buildings downtown, it's going to severely prohibit any new development down there. You've got this is a problem that I see that you have. You got guys with a lot of money. They buy up these big box empty stores downtown, and they're sitting on them waiting for the market to turn around, and they bought them on speculation. How long has the JCPenney and the Barden store been empty?
20-some years. I bet.
20. How long has the Elks Club been empty? Until you proactively address it. And I'm not a lawyer. I'm not sure what the city can do, but you'd think they'd be able to target a neighborhood in a certain area, define boundaries, and say, look, if your building sits empty for more than 9 months, you have to present a plan, that is going to be redeveloped. It can't sit empty because I think it's deterring from other development taking place downtown.
Why do you hate absentee landlords? Why? Why do you? Why the hate?
Well, and then I'm going to get to this caller, but real quick, there was a time some years ago when they tried to address that, where the inspectors, the electrical inspectors, would go in there once a year, and if you didn't have everything up to code, then they could.
Well, I would think some of those big stores are probably uninhabitable at this point.
I agree.
All are.
That's right. Is this a call?
Yeah.
Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Good morning, gentlemen. I'm here to take my
You're flogging.
my dressing down.
You're flogging.
And
What's the matter with you?
Paul, I've got to tell you,
Disappointing.
I hate to tell you, but I've written you up. There's a permanent letter in your file. You'll be getting it emailed and certified mail coming to you.
Will there be a cut and pay?
I think, yeah,
Yeah.
50%, 15% cut and pay. You and I can share, and Dale can share in the responsibility. We let Dave Bogdala down.
Yes. Now, don't you feel
Well,
just a little shamed?
I do. Can I still ask two questions?
Sure, go ahead.
Sure.
Why doesn't George gargle before he calls? And did Steve and Scott get to enjoy any of Shirley's pie yet?
Yowza. You want to take your time and come up with a
Let's
third
all
question?
go for some pie. Let's all go for some pie.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Paul,
Well,
I got to tell you, it broke my heart when that guy came before the finance committee with Dave Bogdala. Dave Bogdala turned him in, and now he went to waive the
We're to
special
blame.
assessment. Yeah, we are to blame. We let him down. I've already put a call into Scott Walker. He's going to bring down the National Guard on standby.
Boy,
You know,
when he gets back from Israel.
when he gets back from Israel. That's right.
Oh, he's coming back?
He's seeing the Holy Land.
He's coming.
I didn't know he was coming back. I thought it was a one-way deal. He's left us in charge.
He said something about a triumphal entry into Jerusalem or something. I don't know.
But you're right, Paul. I mean,
We had been concentrating, Paul. You had been you had been.
we missed this again.
We missed it again.
I'll
I didn't
explain
hear
it
you.
during the break. It's okay.
Well, you and I had been concentrating on the streets out there in the 17th district, but
we dropped the ball.
But we dropped the ball on the sidewalk. We got it. I take full responsibility.
In this poor.
I feel like paying the $124. Incidentally, I think that was the same amount they fined me.
75 cents.
They signed me. They fined me a few years ago for the parade.
$122.75.
Yeah, I think that was the same figure.
We should probably take up a collection since it was our fault.
It was our fault.
So-
We have a responsibility, and from what I understand, that was a 2-inch snowfall.
At least.
Wow.
And we just
People were snowbound. The streets were impassable.
I started tearing up when I read this. I thought,
absolutely.
we can't do this quick enough.
Paul, we're going to have to work harder.
Yeah. You're only
Okay.
giving us 109%.
I'll see what I can do for next week.
Okay. You done? You got any more questions?
Yeah, no,
Listen,
that's it. No more questions.
In the Paul, in the words of our favorite caller, George, thanks you for calling.
Okay. Thanks for having me. Bye now.
So usually I would defend George, but not today. No.
It ought to be illegal to have this much fun on a Saturday
Good
morning.
morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Hello, this is Wally.
Okay, Wally.
Hey, Wally, how are you?
Wally down in Tobin.
Okay, what's up?
Well, you brought up a little bit about Scott Walker, just a very little touch.
Okay. You want more?
You want more?
I'll pass.
Triumphant entry.
Okay, go ahead.
When one time, a month and a half or so ago, he said he knew how to take care of ISIS because look what he ended up doing with the people who come to Madison.
Yeah, I was kind of offended by that.
Well, I'm not offended, but just offended because I voted for him. But he's going to all these different countries, and halfway he's trying to say, well, I'm trying to deal with these different countries and stuff. How can he deal with a different country other than the nation he refused to deal with that's sitting on his back steps?
You're absolutely right.
I agree, Wally.
He had a nation that he would refuse to speak at, and they pay taxes in his state.
Well, what can I say? He's going to live with all this if he goes through this presidential.
Well,
thing.
it should be. I'm already having a good time watching the national politics.
It's a good thing Michael Bell isn't in town this weekend.
We don't want to go there, do we?
Why not?
Okay.
He must be gone this weekend.
Why is that?
Isn't he at the Million Mothers March?
in D.C. Wow.
Okay,
This is
Wally.
why we play disclaimers, Wally. We all go down
really.
together. Call us with your address because we're going down together.
Wally, we certainly appreciate the call.
Yeah, we're done.
Boy, you had to say it. Keep going.
Just
Right?
it goes ugly so soon.
Yeah, let me read it. Is when after they broke the 2 toilet seats, do you have to have a construction company come in and they have to take the wall out to replace these, or how's this work?
To reinforce it for next time.
Yeah,
You never miss an opportunity, do you?
I'm just asking a question.
We've got a nice sponsor, Kamosi, Lee Plumbing, and right away.
Trying to bring business. Yeah, as opposed to, hey, what kind of peanut butter you use?
Oh no, come on.
You know what?
What?
I think I'm going to leave.
Uh-oh.
Do we have any music?
Everybody picks on me.
You will be missed.
My former alderman picks on me. Current alderman pick on me.
Forward with Casey sign going like a tumbleweed across. Oh, yeah. There he goes.
They pick on me for having illegal parades.
House numbers in hand.
No numbers on my house
You got to
number.
visualize this guy with the little short pants and, the little flannel shirt, kind of, with the lunch bucket.
The tear rolling down his cheek.
Going off to the sunset.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm a victim.
I'm sure you'll find haven in the 17th district, Stevie. They love you there.
Yeah, they'll open up a new homeless shelter for you.
They'll build an igloo out of the excess snow.
There really ought to be a crime against having this much fun on a Saturday morning.
This is work for me.
Oh, it's work for me.
Here's if you have a question, give us a call, 262-694-1050, or a comment. We're in the comments we were talking about situations was this Orson Welles all this to do over a guy who wasn't really special. I'm lost. And
well, he never even admitted he was from Kenosha even one time. Now, he was born on 7th Avenue and 61st Street. I think there's a plaque. It's it's a historic landmark. I don't get it. And I certainly support all the people that are from Kenosha doing wonderful things in the world, but I got to tell you, Orson Welles, I liked Orson Welles, but he never admitted he was from Kenosha. So what are we going to build him a statue? What's the deal?
Well, we can put it right down next to the that other Burger King statue.
The Burger King statue downtown. Yeah, that's exactly
to our
right.
sister city, Influenza, Indiana. That's so bad.
Hey, you know
boy, we're trying to outdo each other for tasteless jokes this hour, aren't we?
Call in if you can.
Well,
What's your favorite tasteless joke? Light them up. Okay, don't actually. No, don't. We don't have enough delay.
Here. Oh, I guess we're going to a break, right, Pete?
That's right, Scott.
We'll be Scotty Barter, and welcome to the all-new Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live from Studio A here at WIP AM 1050 on your radio dial. Being brought to you this morning by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, Casey Family Options, and a host of many other very fine local businesses. In our Kenosha Today Trolley Barn this morning, taking serious journalism to an all-time high. Reporting on local stories, state stories, spanning the globe. The big dog, little Stevie Casey, embraces our presence this morning.
Good morning again.
And along with the always lovable Captain Ronnie Muttersbach, and the ever alert and in fully command Pistol Pete Sargent.
Captain Ron and Pistol Pete.
We're going to get to our top 10, and somebody asked me this week, why do we do a top 10?
Yeah, that was me.
Okay. Well, all right, here's your answer. Well, it's this radio business. Lenny Palmer's got his poll questions. Bill Lawrence has his money wheel. Lou Regani has his memories, and
I have Dan trying to pronounce words on lip off.
Dan and Pete have each other, and Shirley.
Well, what the hell do I have?
You got me.
Babe.
All right, babe. Last week was the Kentucky Derby, and American Pharoah took first place, and it's the first leg of the Triple Crown, and it's been 37.
I told you about Swale, didn't I?
Swill. That's the name of your boat, Swill.
My first sailboat was a 15-foot wooden boat, and we named it after the winner of the Kentucky Derby that year. That horse was Swale, and 2 weeks later he died of a heart attack in its stall. And that summer the boat sunk.
Surprises you how? Anyway, this is 13 horses and won the first two legs of the Triple Crown, only to fall short in the Belmont Stakes. Now, this was written in our home office on the deck of the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, this morning's top 10 category. The top 10 signs your horse isn't going to win the Triple Crown.
Can I?
No. Number 10. Your jockey's a former trolley driver and has trouble remembering the route. Number 9. Your horse answers to the name Ball Bearings and has been recalled and put out to stud. Number 8. Thinks the glue factor is something you put in an alderman's car door.
That's where Stevie's horse ended up in the lock.
No, wait a minute. Are we recording this? I hope someone's recording this.
Turn tape over.
Number 7. Spends 2 hours before every race at the Mint Julep stand. Number 6. Halfway down the backstretch, he stops to snack on some fresh roadkill. Number 5. Going the distance means grilling 4-ounce steaks and socializing over Barter Manor. 4. For a mere $100,000 is being trained by the Urban Land Institute. Number 3. Misses the starting gate because the numbers are missing. That's the Steve Casey syndrome. And number 2, accidentally broke 2 toilet seats in the horse barn. Another page from the Steve Casey playbook. And the number 1 sign that your horse might not win the Triple Crown, Las Vegas odds makers list you as a 10-50 to 1 shot because...
Hello, I'm Mr. Ed.
A horse is a horse,
This
of
is
course.
why you're
of
not
course.
gonna-
And
Are you singing?
A horse, of course. And thus the horse is the famous Mr.
Be nice
Red.
to
You know, his vocally, he matched almost.
He doesn't know,
there.
he doesn't know any of the words.
You know, we could do a whole show on 60s and 70s sitcoms. Here's a
Oh,
story.
no. Yeah, no, TV
But a man
themes.
named Brady,
Oh, okay.
who was busy with 3 sons of his own.
Oh, come on.
They were 4 men living all together, yet they were all alone.
Actually, if we're going to do the TV theme thing, I always wanted to cruise around town with my windows down to the Rockford Files theme. Like I'm solving
there we
cases
go.
around.
James
looking for,
Rockford. I love the Rockford
looking
Files.
for plowed-in streets. Holes in the beach house roof.
Just drop me off at the boathouse. You guys can do all the cruising you want. Get back to me.
Well, can you sing the Gilligan Island theme song?
No, and I don't. Do we? Please tell me we don't have that.
Oh,
Started
sing it.
here in a shore of this uncharted desert island.
Oh, hey, hang on. We'll cue this up. Yeah, hang on.
Just sit right back and you hear a tale of a faithful trip that started on the tropic port aboard this tiny ship. The shipmate was mighty sailing man, the skipper brave and sure. 5 passengers.
This is Steve
that
on the
sailed
Wind
that day,
Dancer.
A 3-hour
The Wind
tour.
Prancer.
A 3-hour tour.
Okay, come on, let's see.
The weather started
Okay,
getting rough.
fill the
The
band.
tiny ship was tossed.
Unplug him.
It's not for the courage of the fearless crew. The minnow would be lost.
Okay.
The minnow. I got another verse.
No, we're done. We're done with this.
What else you got here, Steve? I got a lot of stuff.
Don't encourage him.
How about the Partridge Family?
No.
Oh, let's see if we got the Partridge Family.
No. Oh, I know. This was a serious thing I was talking to him
Pete,
about.
we don't
You
need
know,
Scott here.
How do we not have the Partridge Family? I got to talk to Scott.
You were
All right,
talking.
Scott,
You
I'm
have
sorry.
it in there?
No.
Scott, I wandered away from
everything
our
else.
serious journalist.
Okay, well,
approach
this
to
is
things.
serious because
Sorry.
prom season's in full swing, and so Mike Bjorn and I came up with this: Prom Lives Matter. Make your family proud. Enjoy the moment responsibly. Don't go out and do anything nuts on prom. You know.
Well, you know what?
screw
That's
it.
not a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean.
Tremper had their prom last week.
Yeah.
My son and my daughter had dates, and they went to prom last week. It was at the Parkway Chateau.
So
Wonderful job.
Did you tell them, son and daughter? I've never been to a prom, so tell me how this went.
I
Did
never
you
went
ask
to a
that?
prom.
I
no.
know that. When they came home, did you say, how was prom? Because I never went one.
And you're not going to believe how many phone calls I got this week about taking Tina Terabasi to homecoming my senior
She
year.
denied him?
Well, she remembered the date. In
She
fact,
had no comment.
Yeah.
Did she respond to you?
Yeah. Steve who?
Yeah.
I'll never forget that date. It was a great date.
I'm sure that's just in her.
I'm sure it took her years to get over that.
Yeah. Poor woman's scarred for life.
I'm sure it took her years to get over that.
We normally don't talk sports till a little later.
Here we go.
What is this?
Partridge Family.
Partridge Family. The world is a song to be singing. Come on, get happy.
This is Steve's theme song right here.
Come on, get happy. Loving is what we'll be doing to make you happy.
I could have been out golfing this morning. You know that.
Now, come on, Shirley. You know I got a great voice. She thinks I've got a wonderful voice.
Who?
Shirley.
Shirley calls here?
No, the other one. What? Who the hell you think I'm talking about?
Well, I don't want to put the woman on the spot. She's.
Well, let's talk about Greg Counsell.
Oh, yeah, the Brewers fired Renicky. I thought he'd stay at least till June, but your thoughts? Anybody else wants to weigh in?
I don't know. My thoughts. He's 4-18, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, plus going back to last September.
Well, and you know,
disaster.
I got to tell you, Greg Counsell he played for the Brewers, right, Pete?
Yeah,
He did, yep. He was a fan favorite, and then they hired him
As a
in
batting
the front
coach
office.
or something? Front office. Okay.
Now, the speculation is that they will give Doug Melvin a promotion to team president next year. Craig Counsell will become the new general manager, and they will hire a new manager at that point. And right now, he's sort of scouting from the dugout.
Well, when they
to
introduced
see what they
him,
have.
when they introduced him, they were talking about, this is our new. Is it general manager?
No, he's
Manager.
field
New manager. Yeah. And I could have sworn they got the wrong guy up there. I thought, well, there's one of the Bat Boys.
He should kind of grow a little
I
facial
said,
hair.
why do they have the
older.
Brewers Bat Boy standing up at the microphone?
The guy
And
does-
that turns out it's Greg Counsell. He looks like he's about 12 years old.
He doesn't even have a beard. Doesn't even spit in a cup. I mean,
Spit in
Doesn't
a
go
cup.
out and fight for his
like,
players.
like,
Yeah, you know,
all
hey.
the managers, like Billy
Well,
Martin.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, he looks younger than Carl, the
He's
general
44.
manager here.
He's 44 years old.
Well, he looks like he's about
he just
14.
retired about 3-4 years ago. But yeah, the speculation is he'll be the new GM and they'll hire a new manager.
Okay, here's another question. If we're going to be talking about sports, how much do we hate Tom Brady at this point?
Oh, he's denied this. I think he's he
denied it initially.
Well, he's denying it again, but they won't turn over his email.
Well, now
phone
his agent was basically saying, he got on the radio the other night and said, "Oh, they're doing this because they're jealous and they hate him and he's popular."
If that was my agent and he actually made that comment, I'd immediately fire him.
Well, usually an agent doesn't say anything without the player approving it. I mean, that's your
Well,
mouthpiece.
if Tom Brady feels that he's being picked on because he's rich and he's got a beautiful girlfriend or beautiful wife, you know what? I think he's a crybaby and stay home on Sundays.
That's like that's the same concept of the Kenosha News saying I got a photogenic mind. Picking on me in their paper.
Ball bearings, Scott.
And the ball
Well,
bearings.
that's about as ridiculous as calling me svelte.
Or a serious journalist.
That Casey, he's a serious svelte journalist.
He's got to do. He's going to have to be suspended. And
you want to hear my prediction?
I don't know if he will.
Want to hear my prediction?
Yeah.
They will suspend him for 4 games because do you know who they play in the 5th game on a Monday night?
I don't know.
Indianapolis Colts.
Oh,
And
they
that's
do.
the team that complained. So cite that. 4 games, mark my words. They're going to suspend him for 4 games. The 5th game, they play on Monday night. Can you imagine the hype? Tom Brady coming back after a 4-game suspension, playing against the team that turned him in.
Are they playing in Indianapolis?
I don't recall that, but they're going to have
Don't
to
they
do
play a
something
home and
for
home
heaven's sakes.
between the two? Are they in the same division or no?
I don't know if they're in the same division. They're in the same Eastern Conference, but I don't know if they're
Yeah, they're both in the
same-
AFC, but I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I just think the whole thing is ridiculous, and Tom Brady's got to hire someone to do some PR damage control because he's not handling
I
this
think
right.
the horse has left the barn. Excuse the pun, or the trolley has left the barn. But I think he's, all of that because he just let a little air out of the ball. But
Now you think there's a whole lot of problems in this world, and deflated footballs are not the.
But you know what?
public
It's
enemy
a
number one.
multi-billion-dollar industry.
you lose 25 pounds, and are you being suspended? No.
And that was all air, too.
That was
That was all hot air. That was all hot air.
Pete, we got a call.
We do.
Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Yeah, this is Danny Allpro. If I was Tom Brady, I would just retire.
He's got enough money.
Would you agree?
Yeah.
Well, how old is he, Dan?
30.
How old is he?
Yeah.
He left Michigan. He's been in the league for like 15 years.
So 37 or 38.
So he's got to be in his late 30s.
Yeah.
Long time, guy.
Yeah. And how many Super Bowls does he have?
Exactly. He's got at least 3.
Well, if he retires, he doesn't get. He's under contract for at least another year, right?
Oh, is he? I don't know. But you're right. It's ridiculous.
Should he be suspended?
They should just leave him alone. Who cares? Weren't they all using the same balls anyway, or how's that work?
Well, they're supposed to, and then apparently a couple of them were a little on the soft side. So
Who cares if they're all using the same balls? You know, when I play pool, I make sure that my opponent uses the exact same stick, so there's no ifs, ands, or buts.
oh well, I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
Don't you have? Isn't shooting pool a personal thing where you got to use the powder and all that stuff?
I don't know, but when you bet on a game of pool or anything, darts, whatever it is, you not bet for a drink. Make sure that you are specific of what you were betting for.
Okay.
I had to buy a guy a Long Island iced tea for $8. I was drinking a Miller Lite.
Okay.
So make sure you specify what you're betting for.
Got it.
Alrighty, Dan. Thanks for the call.
Makes sense.
Tom Brady is 37 for the
He's
record.
37, but you know what? You got to tell you know if the league is going to suspend him, the approach has to be from Tom Brady. You know, I'm a team player. I'm going to take my suspension, and I'll come back and I'll play just as hard as I can when I return. You know, be a little humble and be a little gracious for being who you are in the league, and just say, you know what? If that's what they feel they need to do, I can't comment on the guilt or innocence of this issue because there could be legal dynamics, but I will accept the suspension and I'll move forward.
Suppose he would have come out right at the beginning, and the same with like A-Rod spent a whole from the Yankees was suspended a whole year, and Ryan Braun was suspended for 80 games.
665 games, Ryan Braun. Yeah, I think.
But I mean, and the same thing with Ryan
And
Braun.
but you know what? Both of those guys denied it too.
Initially.
Well, I mean, both did a very, very, very strong. I mean, what's his name? Rodriguez went on New York radio and did like a whole hour.
Well, and
the self-serving stuff.
Ryan Braun, who I still have issues with, tried to take Dino Lorenzi down. He was the local kid who
that did the testing.
Local guy that did the testing. He tried to spin it that way. And anybody knows the Lorenzi family, for heaven's sakes, knows that they are salt of the earth, the most honorable, most a lot of integrity in that family, and Dino Lorenzi was never going to do anything like that. And finally, I guess Ryan Braun ended up apologizing to him, and I've never forgiven Ryan Braun because of that.
Well, either have a lot of other people, but had they just come up and said, okay, I took this, and in Brady's case, okay, I guess some of the air was missing, kind of a done deal, and move on, right?
Yeah. But if I didn't hear that. I'd be curious to hear his agent saying that they're picking on him because he's rich and he's got a beautiful wife. What the hell's the difference what your wife looks like?
Well,
what the hell's the difference? How much money you have? For heaven's sakes.
Lots of beautiful wives in the NFL.
Quit being a crybaby and play the game every Sunday, for heaven's sakes.
I've got a chance, I think, now that Lindsey Vonn and Tiger Woods have announced their breakup. So, I mean...
you got a chance with who, Tiger or Lindsey?
No, Lindsey, I know.
With Lindsey, what are you going to do? Get out on the golf course and try to work the sympathy thing here?
Ow. Yeah. Oh, my arm. Oh, my arm. It's broken.
Yeah. That's what you're going to work for.
Yeah, see, that'll work for me.
Do you have the same kind of putter?
Easy.
I can guarantee you he doesn't have the same type of putter as Tiger Woods.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. Jeez, look at the time. I got to read.
Now viewer discretion of
I gotta
whatever.
take a call here. Are you awake, Pete?
I am here.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Good morning. This is Dan.
Okay, Dan. What's up?
Well, for Mr. Casey.
Oh, Dan Higginbotham. All right, I get it.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
For Mr. Casey.
Yeah.
Dino broke protocol. He might be the salt of the earth, but he broke protocol. That's the end of that discussion.
Okay.
Shame on Ryan Braun for taking advantage of that when he knew it didn't matter. But if Dino wouldn't have broken protocol, Ryan wouldn't have been able to spin that falsehood.
No, that's true.
Okay.
Tom Brady, he cheated. It's a multi-billion-dollar gambling industry.
Right.
You got this guy cheating.
Yeah.
Punish him.
Right, absolutely.
He cheated. Belichick got punished.
Danny, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
What's my chances with Lindsey Vonn?
Don't quit your day job.
I don't have a day job.
How many games do you think they're going to suspend Tom Brady for?
I tend to agree with Mr. Casey on that one. I think the doctor is right on the money. I think they'll suspend them because they have to. I think 4 games. They don't let them sit for the Indianapolis game.
No, hell no. No, and that's a Monday night game, Dan.
Oh, by the way.
Yes.
Speaking of don't quit your day job, I heard rumors that somebody might have abducted Lenny Palmer and are sitting in for him because the old Lenny Palmer show seems to have disappeared. Whoever's sitting there is pushing buttons and having this guy Louis spell the same word over and over and over again.
So how is that different from the old Lenny Palmer show?
There used to be a few issues on there. Now we got some pretend pot grower that has never made a contribution going, Lenny, happy birthday. And then we listen to music. We a frustrated DJ.
Listen.
Oh, big song, beautiful. I think somebody should get to the bottom of this and find out what happened to our local talk show.
Okay. We'll get all over that, Danny.
Thank you very much.
Hey, I got a quick question for you. You been drinking at all, or?
I've been thinking about it, but I haven't.
Well, you listen for the last 40 minutes, you'll get there pretty quick. All right, Danny, my boy, thanks.
Mother is going to the Golden Strings brunch tomorrow with us. And by the way, happy birthday to my mother. It's my mother's birthday today.
Oh, good.
So,
how's the missus working out?
How's the what?
Mrs.
The missus?
Your wife?
My wife? What do you mean, how's she working out? After 25 years, how do you think she's working out?
So far, so good.
What the hell do you mean? Okay. How's the missus working out?
Well, I was just trying to... You were talking about your family.
Well, what, do you think I'm on a dry run here or something? I've been married 25 years, you goofball.
Usually after 20, things get a little dry.
How did the missus work out for you? You want to...
Why cite me? You don't think I'm the kind that would keep blabbing? Some people never know when to stop. When I'm
Exactly.
No, I'm serious. What the hell did you mean by that?
No, I
How's
was
the
trying
missus working
I
out?
was just trying to, thinking you were going to do something on
Together
Mother's Day
since-
with your wife. I mean,
well, we are. She's working at the Golden
Okay.
Spring.
It was just a
You-
simple
but
question.
you make it sound like it's like a dry run. I think she's a keeper, Scott. You know, I think I'll keep her.
Well, if
What
this
the
is her
hell's-
on the phone, we'll
What
find
the
out.
hell's the matter with you?
It's not. Good morning on Kenosha Today.
What happened to your show?
After the first caller, we went down the tube.
Shirley, did you hear what he just asked me?
I heard it.
He says, how's it working out with the missus? Oh, I don't know,
I
Scott.
couldn't believe my ears.
I couldn't either. What the hell does that mean? How's it working out?
It's like he's trying to move in on the territory.
Hey, Shirley, Shirley, I got a question for you. How's it working out with the husband?
No comment.
I mean,
no comment, Shirley.
Well, what the hell? How long have you been together, Shirley, with your husband?
Not counting today.
56 years.
Oh my gosh!
So that's
I
working out
know.
pretty good.
Oh,
Tell
Shirley,
me about
God
it. Yeah.
bless you. Now, have you decided to keep him, or
How's it working out?
how's it working out for you?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
God almighty, Scott. What the hell kind of thing is that to say?
I was trying to be family friendly here, but
Oh, you're family friendly,
I
all right.
couldn't believe it.
Oh, Shirley, don't.
You know, for you to call back a second time, it must be really bad.
I know, and you're and you have a lovely voice.
Oh,
Steve,
thank
you have
you.
a you have a
All right, now everybody together. Everybody together.
With a little love and we think moving on. It happens whenever we're together. Be feeling when we're singing
And
the
he knew
song.
most of those words.
Shirley, all right. Shirley, next week after you call the first time, go clean the house, get involved in an encounter group, go to therapy, and lose my number.
Shirley, I'm certainly glad after 66 years it's working out with you and your husband.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, so far, yeah.
So far. I got to take another call.
And listen, don't forget, we're on our way to see Big Mo.
Oh, yeah, at Festival Foods.
All right.
Pete, are you going to ride that?
Yeah, save me a spot, Shirley, because I'll get there
I
a couple
will.
minutes late.
We're going to head down there in a few minutes.
Give my,
I was going to let Steve run the board for the end of the show, and that's not a good idea.
All right, Shirley, thanks. All
Okay,
right.
bye-bye.
Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Hey, Steve, it's Carl. Get a good lawyer.
Apparently it's not working out so good, huh?
Well, because Scott knows these things.
Yeah.
You know, he's experienced man in marriages and women.
Well, Carl, Scott either really, really likes being married or really, really likes getting divorced because he does the same. He does both equally.
Hey, I got one for
Hey,
you.
wait a minute. I just had a string of bad luck for 16, 17 years.
I called Scott Monday night. I'm watching a city council meeting, and Scott's mumbling about something. I said, Scott, what are you doing? He says, I'm recycling bottles. I says, well, good for you. I says, I'm watching a city council meeting. He says, oh, yeah, I'll turn that on. And he says, I'm recycling bottles. And I'm talking to him, and all of a sudden he said, I love you, Virginia. He's mumbling, I love you, Virginia. And he's going back and forth. I love you, Virginia. And I look at the city council meeting, and it's citizens' comments. God.
Hey, she was looking pretty good to me about 8 o'clock.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus, I'm not touching that.
All right, Carl.
Good Lord. Good Lord. Things have really taken a turn.
So say hi to your wife. I hope things are working out.
Yeah, Carl, how are things working out with your wife?
Well, my wife's working in Kenosha, and I'm down on Main Street sanding the guy's floor, so I don't know. We're split up right now.
Well, there you go. There you go.
But we're making money, though.
Ah, amen to that.
That's what my dad always said. Practice the 3 W's. Get a woman, keep her warm, and keep her working.
Yeah, how'd that work out for you?
That did not work.
How's that
That
going
plan
out?
didn't work for me.
Should we ask your daughters how that worked out?
No, we don't keep them out of this.
We'll keep the family out of it. Carl, thanks for the call.
Yeah, all right.
Hey, you guys have a good day. Scott, happy Mother's Day, because you are a mother.
Oh!
Oh!
Dad, I hope you're done. Do we have another call? We got these are the phones.
You didn't finish it. It's fine.
Where am I here?
Oh,
Good morning
I
on
don't
Kenosha
know.
Today.
Good morning. This is Mark Midori.
Yes,
and
Mark.
I just want to remind everybody that today is National Association of Letter Carriers Stamp Out Hunger Food Drive. It's the world's largest one-day food drive. And last Saturday, you should have received the blue bag in your mailbox. You can fill it up and put it out for your mail carrier to pick up today. Or just take one of those bags you got around your house and fill it with food and leave it for your mail carrier to pick up today.
I don't have any more bags in my house.
Hey, Mark, I got a question.
In case you didn't hear this.
Thank you so much. I got that's a great effort.
Yeah, I was going to read that again.
Listen, how long have you been together with your beautiful wife?
Oh, geez, 32, 33.
And how's that work? How's that working out for you? How's that working out?
Swell. You know her, Steve.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
she's a saint. I know you've been together a long time, but did you hear the question he asked me?
Never mind.
Yeah, I did hear the question.
So how's it working out with the missus? Well, what the hell you mean by that? How's it working out with the missus? We've been together 25 years, you goofball.
You just gotta look at his history, and that'll explain it.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Hey, there's a lot of advantages to my way of living. You know, when I get up,
you got a point there.
I mean, if I don't want to do clean the house, I don't. If I don't want to cut the yard, I don't. And if I don't want to do this, I don't.
Whatever makes you happy.
Yeah. Well, Mark, thank you for the call
and the therapy.
So don't forget, participate in the world's largest one-day food drive. So last year, Kenosha County collected 52,000 pounds of food. So we need to do it again this year.
All right,
thanks,
Mark.
Great guy.
Turned into the dating game here.
Is he was on the city council for many years.
He was also
6-8 years. Is he still on the county board?
I don't think so.
I think he's, but very involved with the community.
He's
great
with
guy.
The, Shalom Center's on their board.
On the board of the Shalom Center, and they've got a new executive director, by the way.
On the paper. Hey, going along this, maybe I misworded my question to you. How's the missus?
By the way, you want to redecorate the woodshed while you're out there? You got taken there several times.
Well, this was.
What the hell? I can't believe you asked me that question.
I was just trying to involve, with your family.
Well,
Jeez, the world comes down.
So, Steve, how's it working out with the missus? What the hell?
Well.
Wow, did we take a turn? For Shirley to have to call back in a second time.
When Shirley calls into Peacekeep, that gets, you're in a place. Because that happened on Lip-Off a few times.
Well, the Shalom Center has a new executive director. Talk about that. I see you had the article in your hand.
No, I don't. I don't have that article. Lynn Bees, and I don't.
Lynn Carroll Bees. She used to run, I think, Bees Chiropractic, didn't she, for many, many years?
Right. Yeah. So now they got a long way to go to raise some money.
But she's a real go-getter. She's a sharp gal, and I think they're going to do very well, and I wish them the best. I've had issues in the past, but they've always been addressed properly, and I think the Shalom Center.
It's got present issues too.
If there's an agency that's going to provide homeless shelter services, it should be the Shalom Center. So,
hey, not to leave Summers out after Carl called. These Summers, what a nightmare this is with the road. Department of Transportation want to take some road and they want to annex to the city, and at the same time there's an article they want to get floats for the 4th of July parade, and they're calling the theme of their 4th of July parade out in Summers is remembering the past.
Now Summers is going to be both a village and a township.
They got a combination of the thing, and I'm thinking it should be what the hell's our future?
Yeah, what the hell's our exactly?
Remembering
Summers
our past.
right now. Summers is a township, but it's going to be both a township and a village. I guess
they voted to incorporate. And I don't understand why you could just do certain areas. Pete?
Well, I was thinking if the theme would be Welcome to the Future, there would just be one long banner of Welcome to Kenosha, right? Because that's the future of Summers at this rate. I don't know.
Talking about Welcome to Kenosha, I've said for years we need to look at going to a
city manager.
No, going to a
that too.
What's the phrase where there's one law enforcement agency, the whole county? Metropolitan form of law protection and rescue services. That's certainly
Let's take this call, but then we got to take a quick break. Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Hey guys, how you doing? It's Randy from Summers.
Okay, Randy, help me out.
Hey, yeah, speaking of Summers, right?
Yes.
You're talking about the annexation.
Yes.
I live just on the north side of the airport on Highway N.
Okay.
Now, is it all of Summers, or is it just certain areas? Because I live about 3 blocks or so from 90. I live right in between 94 and 142, pretty much halfway
I think you're in the new
top of
area,
the hill.
though. I think you're in the new area, are you not?
Well, it's not surprising that all the places where all the new development and all the tax
right
dollars
down
are coming in
from,
will be the village.
Amazon and GFS and so that's what they're talking about annexing.
Well, they've already done it. There was a vote.
Well, there was a vote, to
back in April.
annexation is not incorporation.
Yeah, and I don't. I'll have to study that issue and get a little more
I
details
thought it
on
was
it.
the vote to have it go to a vote.
No, I think they
No, we only
voted-
do that in Kenosha. A referendum for a referendum. No, that's a Kenosha thing.
No, I think they voted to incorporate. I'm not sure what the ramifications are on that, but we'll get some details on that. So
We'll bail you out.
You know what? The one thing about living out here is that we really like not having the tentacles of the city dictating what we can and what we can't.
Tentacles.
Did you say tentacles, or did I misunderstand you?
Tentacles. Come on. Get your mind out of the gutter there, Scott.
No, I misunderstood you. I'm having a hell of a time here this morning.
talk about underinflated footballs.
Or something.
Hey, I got to go to a break. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right, buddy.
Thank you.
All
Appreciate
right.
your call. Let me read. This is the Kenosha Today Weekly Report coming to you live here on WLIP AM 1050.
It's busy over here. Jeez.
Brought to you by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. Casey
It is
Family
not yet noon. I want everybody to know.
And a host of. We've been on the air. Have we been on the air lately?
I can't stop laughing.
I'm Uncle Scotty Barter along with the big dog, Stevie. We were heading down the home stretch and we were doing so well.
Yeah, we were.
Kind of got sidelined there.
Hey, Pete, I got a question for you. How's it working out? You being on the air?
So far, so good. So far, so good.
Well, it's always a plus.
I'm going to reevaluate after 25 years.
It's always a plus when I pull in a parking lot and I park the van and I walk up to the front door and the code still works.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah, for all of us.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Now, I understand they changed that code about a year and a half ago when somebody stopped paying the bills.
That's correct.
The code was changed. You know, I haven't asked that question for a long time.
I wonder how things are going on for him. I kind of lost my. All right, no.
It's my understanding that if you don't write the check on Saturday morning, so I'm going to ask the question: did you write the check this week?
Oh, we have. Have you?
Oh, next week the code may be changed.
Yeah, right. Let me read it too early, and we start the bar, a little lower and taper down from there. And I think we've demonstrated that this morning.
All right, so tonight I'm at the concert for Emil Passetti, and tomorrow I'm at Golden Strings.
Taking the
So I
wife.
gotta,
How's it working for you?
Let me take a call.
Take a call.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
In front of you.
Hi guys, Mike Bjorn.
Yeah, boy.
Steve, I'll be there with you tonight. I'm going to the concert as well. Judy and I knew Mr. Passetti very well, and
Good to-
just a
wonderful.
well worthwhile cause. Hey guys, how about this prom weather, huh? Ooh. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
You there?
What?
Hello? Hello?
Well, we're waiting for you.
Hey, Mike, I got a quick question for you. How long you been downtown?
I started working down here in July of 1959 for Manny Metka, and then my own place about 34 years.
And how's that working out for you?
You know what? Searching. No,
Hey,
I'm fine. Every year gets a little better, and I have not a complaint in the world.
Hey, do
I'm
me a
very-
favor. Comment on the issue that I said that I think the city downtown needs to concentrate on the empty buildings.
Yeah, and we have here. We got a tape from the Downtown Inc. And here's what their plan is. We paid $100,000 for this study for the Kenosha Today Show. Here's the new plan, Mike.
Okay.
A lot of intro in that $100,000.
Paradise, put up a parking lot.
People loved it.
Just a minute. Wait for it.
With a pink hotel, a boutique, and a swinging hot spot. Don't it always seem to go? You don't know what you've got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot.
Yeah. Well, how's that working out for you?
Well, I tell you, we've never had more parking down here, except if it's Friday or Saturday night, and you want to partake of one of the nice restaurants or bars. You can definitely tell it's an entertainment district and everything.
Well, good.
But if you have what people want, they will find a place to park. I assure you.
Okay. Well, we were just
But
trying
anyhow-
out. Hey, and by the way, all that snow that we had removed from the downtown Little Stevie, that's
you
gone
guys,
by now, right?
You guys did a job on that for me.
Yeah,
I tell you.
well, we
Now,
dropped.
if you can just if you can work on a few other things. But hey, Scott, I've had all kinds of phone calls on the ad about Prom Lives Matter and everything.
Yeah.
And, when we get together, we come up with some good ideas, and that was yours. But as soon as you said it, man, I thought, hey, what a great idea. Because it's true. If it makes one kid think about not doing something stupid, everybody wins.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yes, you're right. Make your mom proud.
You got something. You got something to help.
Every mother tomorrow, because it's Mother's Day, of course, and any day, wants to see the kid come home safe and sound.
Steve's got a question for you.
You got any ideas to stop radio personalities from doing something stupid?
Yeah, turn the radio off.
Well, remember, we live in an area where you can get 134 different stations when the atmospherics are right, and I just love those push buttons on the radio.
Okay. All right, Mike, thanks.
See you later, guys.
Right. I got two sponsors.
Okay, read another sponsor, but we got to talk about Mother's Day a little bit.
Okay, well,
he is a fourth-generation owner. His son is coming into the business, fourth generation. I would look him in the eye and say, so how's that construction business working out for you?
I'd do you one better. I'd find out, look his wife in the eye and say, how's this working out for you?
Good gracious.
Well, see, there's something you won't ever have to ask me. How's my wife working out for me?
Well, I'm good. Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm going to tell you, it's not going to work out so well if she keeps bringing home dark chocolate peanut butter.
Uh-oh. Cue it up. Here we go.
So you draw the line in the sand someplace.
I put my English muffin in the toaster, go to the counter, open up the counter door, look for my Jif super chunk peanut butter, and there, looking me in the eye, is Jif dark chocolate peanut butter. I can't eat a English muffin with dark chocolate peanut butter on it.
See, at Barter Manor, I don't have to worry. Whatever goes in there, I put that on the shelf or in the refrigerator. I did get a new refrigerator a couple months ago, and they had to take out all the stuff, and I thought 2007, there were some milk cartons in there. 2007.
That was a good vintage for milk.
And when you poured it out, it was coming out in green clumps. I didn't recycle
It's a delicacy in some countries.
Yeah, I got to tell you, take that.
They don't eat those countries.
Take that old refrigerator. I had an old refrigerator in the garage. We got a caller here. Yeah. I put it out on the curb. Within about 20 minutes, it was gone.
Real quick, my neighbor had a TV. He put it out there, free for the taking. Nobody took it. I suggested you put a sign on there, $50. It was gone by nighttime.
Yeah, no kidding.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Yeah, this is Dave, Senior, calling.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, Steve, put it on the menu because somebody will finally pay for it.
Now, what are you implying? Are you saying that I used to give away hamburgers when I used to work by your place?
Probably more than hamburgers.
Weren't you? I thought Sunnyside was a non-profit organization.
Yeah, it was when Casey was there.
It probably was.
Yes. Okay. Heaven on a bun. Now, you're not going to really put that on there, are you?
No, not really.
Okay.
Well, what the hell's the matter with you? Why don't you put heaven on a bun on the menu?
We haven't had any requests for it since you left. I don't know. It's
surprising.
I think it was a one-time thing, and at the price that we were giving it, we were selling it for, probably that's why.
Well, when I was there, it was very affordable.
Yes.
Hey, Dave, your wife's name is David.
I'm sure it was.
Your wife's name is Jan, right?
Correct.
How's that working out for you?
I'll tell you what, Scott. Let's see, it's 54 years.
Oh, God love you. That's pretty good. You taking her out for Mother's Day?
Yes, we are. The whole family's going to the Olive Garden.
Oh,
how nice. Okay. Well, that's my second mom, and Senior, you've always been a second father to me.
Yeah, makes you real proud, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which way one was better than the
other? All right, David, thank you.
Hey, thanks for the call, Senior.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day to everybody.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, we should probably talk a little bit about Mother's Day. My mother lives in Green Bay, and so I sent her some flowers. And
well, it's my mother's birthday today. My mom had 5 kids.
And 4 of them turned out.
4 of them turned out great. I was the only boy. I was the only boy. I've got 4 sisters.
You know what? There's a article that women are not having as many babies in these last 30 years.
Well, they're smaller families. I mean, it used to be. I mean, we had 5 kids in our growing up, but there were people in the neighborhood who had 6, 7 kids. For heaven's sakes, the Schmidts, I think, had 7 kids. The Coates had 11 kids. The 11 kids. Yeah,
that's called Planned Parenthood, huh?
Yeah. Well, I wanted a big family. I wanted to have 4 or 5 kids.
Oh,
so
wasn't working out for you.
Yeah, how's it working?
How's that working out for you? Yeah.
Well, I ended up with 3. Three beautiful kids, and a beautiful wife who's a wonderful mother, by the way.
This was a survey. This was by Seth Meyers, and he was addressing this thing about women and men not having as many babies. And he said they did a survey: should men and women?
What should they do?
I guess
anyway?
Forget it. It's not going anywhere.
I
can't read my own writing. I must have done that late at night.
I always like to finish up on a high note, but what the hell was that?
I can't read my writing. I must have wrote it a little later in the evening when the ink
I'm sure it was a stellar thought.
When the ink ran out.
My parents used to have, remember those paddle boards? That you'd hit the rubber ball on the string back and forth.
Oh yeah.
You used to have one of those hanging in the kitchen.
In the kitchen?
Oh yeah. Well, paddle your behind if you needed it.
Oh, that.
Absolutely.
Well, I was such a model kid. I didn't need that.
Absolutely.
I didn't need any direction.
They just broke the paddle
Well,
after the third, fourth time a day. Yeah.
We could spend a whole Saturday on, on spanking your kids. I had to spank my son Michael once, never again. Had to spank my daughter Elizabeth once, never again. Had to spank Thomas, my youngest, 3 times, and never again after that.
How many times did your dad have to spank you?
We won't go there.
just to cover all the bases. Right?
No, he was
the
good.
Guinness people were interested.
He was better at psychological discipline.
Oh yeah, $5,000 a month rent. See ya. Thanks for coming.
No, but I think it's important that you discipline your kids.
Somebody was just in the paper. I think it was just an average citizen that it was that mother in Baltimore was beating a tar out of her son for getting involved in the riot. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, Jesus, if she was in the NFL, she'd be sitting on the sidelines for a whole year.
Yeah, she didn't draw blood like Adrian Peterson.
She was wailing on this.
She was wailing on him,
man.
but there was some things torn.
Were
with
you
Adrian
down at
Peterson
the
thing.
speaking of events in Baltimore and that? I guess on Wednesday they had the police tribute down at the at the memorial down there, and I guess Dick Jankowski just gave a just a really very moving speech honoring the police department and honoring the fallen policemen and things like that. Didn't know he had it in him. Just a very moving speech. He was a policeman. For those of you who don't know, he was a policeman for I think 12 years.
For those that haven't seen that memorial, it's on 2nd Avenue.
By the museum.
Right almost between the museums. They got a fountain there and they have a brick for all of the fallen.
Well, I wasn't able to participate or witness it, but I guess Mr. Jankowski just gave a very moving speech.
And I did like the comment of Sheriff Beth in the paper, all lives matter. And that's what it's all about here. We shouldn't be deciding one or the other, but everybody's lives matter, and especially when we lose a
like
trooper,
I said, I have supported the police department my entire life. I'll continue to do that. And there are in every profession there are bad people. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you're a cop or an attorney or anybody else. There are bad eggs in every profession. I'd like to think that by far, in the police department, they've got fewer bad eggs than a lot of other professions. It's not as if they're radio talk show hosts.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
Huh?
You talking to us?
What? We're fine upstanding citizens.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, we're fine sit-down citizens.
In recapping some of the topics we were talking about today about how we dropped the ball of the snow removal out in the 17th district, we thought we had it all covered. But
we thought we did, but we didn't get to that one house, and Alderman
fine.
Bogdala turned them in, and they had to fine them and this and that.
$245.50, and then it got reduced to $122.75. And
I almost feel obligated to pay that fine for him.
I think you ought to. I mean, you were in charge. You had all.
I was in charge of the volunteers.
I think we should hold the benefit.
I think I've let Dave Bogdala down.
I think we could do like
these two.